Hello, hello. Welcome to week 2 of Tending to Your Heart, Journaling for Renewal in 2025. I hope you had some success. I hope you took some time and created some space and really focused on this whole notion of renewal and what it means for you. If you haven't had a chance to really dive in and do that work, I suggest you do that before you get to week 2. Should have already received your week 2 email prompt. And I have kind of just dove in because I feel very strongly that before you can really journey on and focus on your heart's deepest desires and work on trying to get to where you're going, you have to create this sense of safety. So the email prompt for week 2 is all around this notion of emotional safety and what it means for each person. It's going to be different for everybody. Have you ever set goals before, and by the time it's the end of January, they've kind of fallen by the wayside? Some of this has to do with not really truly accessing what the real desire behind that goal is, but some of it also has to do with just simply not feeling like you're working off a rock solid foundation, a foundation where you feel completely safe, completely in touch with what's going on within you, and you have ways to soothe and calm yourself. So really, it's about that conversation that you're having with your adult self and that younger part of yourself that's very vulnerable and doesn't feel very, very safe. So I've got a whole list of prompts sent to you. Don't feel like you have to go through all of them. It is helpful if you work through them sequentially because they build on each other, take you back and forth a little bit. And you may find that you want to just pull out one or two and journal on each one slowly. Or you may want to work through all of them and then come back. I always feel like it's important to, even if you've journaled through all of them, it is kind of important to go back again and work through them again, because this is how you slowly dig a little deeper, how you go through the layers, how you slowly do that. What comes up first is sort of some of the more surface issues, and then as you dig a little deeper, you tend to flow down a little deeper. One of the most important things in creating this sense of safety is your writing practice. And so what I have suggested you do is write for blocks of 15 minutes at a time. Do not go back and read what you write. So that first writing, just vomit on the page again, but do not go back and read your work, because when we go back and read, we criticize, we judge, we sometimes sort of dismiss what we've written as not important or not real or not good enough. So it's really important that you don't go back and do that to yourself, because that internal critic tends to get in the way more than anything else. So write and don't go back and read. And if you think you might go back to read it, then burn it, tear it up, shred it, do what you need to just get rid of it. Because I promise you, like I said last week, the important stuff will stay with you. You will be able to access this whenever and however you want. The other stuff needs to be released and let go. And when you dump it on the page, burn it and get rid of it, you're not going to go back and critique it or judge it. So I highly recommend you do that. And as you get into the practice of doing that, you will start building this sense of safety within yourself, because you know that you are not going to judge your work. You know that you are not going to criticize your work. And so that slowly builds trust within these parts of yourself, because we all have all these parts of ourselves. Some of them are very disconnected. Some of them have been put away and shut down. And part of feeling whole again is reconnecting with all these parts of yourself. And to do that, you got to have some sense of internal trust. And one small way of doing that is setting these boundaries around your writing time. So do it. I mean, I'm suggesting 15 minutes, but if you want to write for 30, then write for 30. I wouldn't do a whole lot more. Just come to it more often and do it consistently. Repeat the process. I mean, you know how trust develops. And so that's what you're trying to do, develop trust within these parts of yourself so that you can move forward in a way that's helpful and solid and works for you. And what boundaries also do is they don't just keep the bad stuff out. Boundaries allows you to create space for who you truly are. If you feel safe, then you can share that part of yourself with yourself. I hope I'm making sense over here. So those are just a few ideas and thoughts about creating emotional safety, which is really about you being able to have these conversations with all the parts of yourself in a way that feels trustworthy, honest, real, empathic, kind, nurturing, as opposed to critical and judgmental. So good luck. I know this week's prompts may not be that easy to work on, but I know you can do it. And just give it a shot. See where you go. And I will come back and chat with you next week. I do love hearing from you, so feel free to send emails and let me know how the process is going. I think that's one of the things I'm really missing about this process is my interactions with all of you. So maybe when I do this again, we'll figure out a different way to do it. But for now, good luck, and know that you are very worth all this work. Take care.